Hi everyone, recently the Monstrum DLC has finally been officially released. So this got me hyped for the upcoming announced crossover. Today, let's research the other games and predict how the upcoming DLC will be like. In order to predict, we have to first break down and analyze how they implement the element of the game and make this crossover work perfectly that will represent the core of the game while not changing too much. As an example, let's look at the game Monstrum and how it is made as a DLC. There are some similarities in these horror games that the main character can hide, but Dark Deception stated that there will be no closet to hide and bed to hide under. It is a constantly moving action game which is the core element of Dark Deception. Even though Monstrum can hide in the game, but in the DLC, Monstrum is unable to hide and you have to keep moving. So this make the first rule. Then, in Monstrum DLC, you can see they make use of multiple floors so that the map is massive, but in a way that it still work very good. Last but not least, they must craft everything together smoothly and in a clever way in order to represent the game properly. The map itself tells a little story if you understand properly. Hisamaru is a cargo ship, and it carry many cargo container. These cargo container form the maze because in real life it really looks like maze. But what is contained inside the container? You get a little answer when you see the container is bust open with many holes. These big holes resembles the size of our hero, the Brute. And there is also a landing area for helicopter just like the original game, which they are so clever to craft this together as a boss time. The helicopter landing area is for helicopter to bring in the cargo container. And the container itself contains the Brute which match up to the backstory we have talked earlier. The reason they use Brute as boss is because Brute is the mascot and the core of the game Monstrum. Fun fact, in the game Monstrum, the Brute is the first to be designed which also made it to the game. I'm happy with the Super Brute because it matches the story which connect the helicopter and the landing area as well as those holding the cargo containers. Then, they are so clever to make use of the steam trap from the original game, which also show the core of the original game. Now that we are done with the Monstrum analysis, let's look at the other games. First, Yandere Simulator. Yandere Simulator is a game about a girl named Ainoishi that develop a crush on a guy named Taro Yamada aka Senpai. This game take place in a Japanese high school. The main goal of the game is to eliminate all her rivals that might have a chance to confess to Senpai. Depending on the player skills and methods, there are multiple different endings including good and bad. There are various ways to eliminate the rivals with variety of weapons. The game can take place in Academy High School. Even though it is another school compound but the design and atmosphere will be very different. Elementary Evil take place in elementary school while Yandere Simulator DLC take place in a Japanese high school. It will be nice if they let you wander around some part of the exterior as well as interior. Just like Monstrum DLC, they could make it multiple floor, but they will have to size down the building a little to make it not too massive. If they doesn't want to have multiple floor, they can actually make us have access to different classroom. As for the traps, it is possible to have the famous bucket traps. In the original game the bucket can be filled with water, gasoline or dumbbells. This bucket is usually set on top of the door. If the bucket is filled with water, you can electrocute your rifle. If the bucket is filled with gasoline, you can burn your rifle. If the bucket is filled with dumbbell, it would damage the rifle. To be honest, I speculate the bucket with dumbbell will have a higher chance because the other two need electricity or fire in order to work. As for the boss, I feel like it would be demonic ritual. It is because we can see Aino is holding something resembles a ritual knife. Now let's talk about the character Aino. I predict her ultimate will be Snap Mode, just like the original game. Snap Mode is when Senpai breaks Aino hard and her only goal is to hunt down Senpai. Nothing will deal damage to her, and she can eliminate all obstacles in order to get to the target, but in her Snap Mode she will walk very slow. She will be holding this ritual knife as her weapon. As for Senpai, due to his charm, maybe his ultimate will be something related to charm. I speculate that maybe his ultimate will be his charm and all opponent will increase Senpai's health upon attacking to show affection. As for the name of the level, I predict the name will be Lovesick Labyrinth. It would be clever to use this name to promote the upcoming game, known as Ano's Lovesick Labyrinth. That's all from Yandere Simulator. Let's talk about Evil Nun DLC. Evil Nun is a game similar to Monstrum, where the player will get random generated items which will help the player to escape. In my opinion, I feel like the developer will also promote the upcoming game known as Evil Nun: The Broken Mask. Therefore it will be a combo of the original Evil Nun mobile as well as Evil Nun PC version. Due to the reason that the dev stated to use the model from the PC version. Based on the description, this DLC might take place in another school compound but with a little difference. This school is a religious summer camp, which is why the teachers are religious, aka the Evil Nun. The school will probably have a religious old school design, as compared to the elementary school and high school. The religious school is a very big compound with different areas. So I feel like they might feature multiple floors but within the school compound only. But if they want to have exterior area, maybe they will add on place such as parking lot and cemetery. As for the trap, due to the aesthetic design, I feel like the trap will be some ritual fire as the lethal trap. Or maybe the trap could be those contraption at the side of the wall. They might add a non-lethal trap just like the Monstrum camera traps. As for this, I predict it will be the picture frame upon touching will drop and reveal your location that shows the red smoke just like the camera trap or telepathy power. As for the boss of this DLC, I hope they will use this demonic goat angel skeleton figure as the boss, because in the original game, Evil Nun will pray to this demon, which is a good indication to represent the boss. But they might also do another Evil Nun as a boss because there are multiple different sisters in the original game indicating variety of Evil Nun. Now, let's talk about the character Evil Nun. Evil Nun will most probably use her famous hammer as her weapon for light and heavy attack. As for her ultimate, I predict will be something about prey and ritual. Maybe her prey will grant her some advantages during the battle. The lost child are locked under the laundry room and work as a slave after captured by Evil Nun in the original game. I have no idea what to expect about Lost Child. Maybe I can hear your opinion about the Lost Child in the comment section down below. Last but not least, let's talk about the Coma 2 Viscous Sister DLC. I've been doing a lot of research about this for this video because many people don't know what is this game about. I suggest you to experience the game yourself, it's very challenging. But for those of you still want to know about this game, here I am. Coma is a game about the main character enter a shadow realm known as the Coma when they are comatose. In that realm will have subconscious projection, creepy wax figurines and shades. The first Coma game take place only in school, but in the second game, it take place in variety of place and not just school. The game also take place in police station, Takibi Market, Songrung subway station as well as hospital. In the game you get to fast travel and revisit those places with a wormhole known as Right Bro with a spectral bomb. But the DLC will take place in the Takibi Market, so we will only focus in that place. The map is massive with 4 rows of stalls, which contain different zones such as bakery market, seafood market, clothing market, herbalist, hardware store, butcher shop, traditional food market, underground hallway as well as construction site, each with 2-layer floor. The environment will be red moon, red night sky with many wax figurines and octopus plant-like roots all over the place. I feel like they will make the map with different rows of store, stall and shops with 2-layer of floor just like Monstrum DLC. As for the traps, there are a variety of traps in the original game such as falling bodies, clawing hands as well as blighted tentacles. In my opinion, I feel like the most suitable one will be blighted tentacles because overall the environment of the map will be filled with these tentacles plant root. So it will be best fitting to have the blighted tentacles. They will burst and spread toxic gas when stumble across them. But the falling bodies and clawing hands work fine as well due to the many wax figure scattered throughout the map. As for the boss, I felt like it will be the Viscous Sister, because she is the final boss of the original game, but in the market she corrupt the shadow and become shadow stalkers that will pursue you as well. Maybe the boss can be Viscous Sister and her shadow stalkers minions. Take note that Viscous Sister is not Dark Song, they are 2 different entities. Then, some of you speculate that Dakibi is the boss. It's interesting if they choose Dakibi as a boss because Dakibi is legendary creatures from Korean mythology and folklore. Dakibi also known as Korean goblins. They even use the same artifact pattern in the game. Fun fact, Dakibi Market is a real place in Korea, Seoul. It would make sense to use Dakibi as a representative of Korean culture as well as represent the game Coma 2. Last but not least, I feel like there is a chance of having this butcher monster as a boss. Because in the original game, the butcher monster will constantly pursue you in the Dakibi Market. Now, let's talk about Dark Song. She is originally a teacher named Miss Song in the Waking Realm. But her alternate form in the Shadow Realm is known as Dark Song. In the game she is constantly pursue you in all maps and levels, she run fast and sometimes uses a knife. But most of the time she is using her shard claw to attack. She manifests in different forms sometimes. Most of the time she will manifest the tentacle hair version. She is the teacher of Mina Park. Mina Park will be the mortal in this DLC while in the original game, she is the main protagonist. In the game, she is able to craft variety of items which aids her escape. She is a runner so I guess she will be a speed type character. She will also usually use pepper spray to stun Dark Song, but we already have Detective Evans using his flashlight stunt. She also able to use the spectral bomb to fast travel. But we already have Doug Hauser and his escape portal. Now this is the spoiler area. If you don't want to get spoiled, please stop the video. Okay, in the ending, it is revealed that she is a shamanka that is capable of having a moon incense. So I feel like her weapon will be the moon incense. Fun fact, shamanka is the female that practice a religious shamanism. In Northern Asia, shamanism is a mediation between the visible and spiritual worlds. The original game also used this concept in the Waking Realm and Shadow Realm. As for her ultimate, I feel like her ultimate will be pepper spray. She will not stunt the opponent but instead the pepper spray will cause visual disruption. That's all from me. What are your speculations regarding these DLC? Let me know down below in the comment section. See you next time.